Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am very sorry about the background noise. This is the best that I can do to film today. We have less than a week until we fly. How crazy is that? So today's video is just an update video on everything that has happened up until this point. The last update I gave you, I think, was when we had 3 weeks left and things are feeling actually very relaxed compared to what they are now. Now the ball is really rolling in terms of a lot of stuff that has gotten done, but then still lots of stuff that needs to get done. I also want to apologize for my wet hair. I have sold my hairdryer already. I've sold my straightener. I've given away all of my hair products. Not really sure if that's an excuse for me, because even when I do have a hairdryer, I don't necessarily always dry my hair. But nonetheless, I no longer have any hair products left, even if I wanted to dry my hair. There's also going to be other background noise because our domestic worker is here today, and I guess that's probably where I want to start the update. We let her know a few weeks ago, actually, that we are going to be leaving and what the process is for us to be leaving and certain ways in which we want to help her through our move. We are still constantly trying to find her other employment, but also looking at other ways in which we can support her through our move. It is incredibly sad for us to have said goodbye to her and to be leaving her. Not just the service, like the service is one element of the... I'm not necessarily sad about that, I'm more a bit nervous just because in South Africa, it is quite common to have a domestic worker, and I mean, we don't have her every single day, but she does like big cleans for us, and we just do dishes and making the bed, and we do our own washing, so we are quite used to doing that, but we don't necessarily vacuum the house or dust, that kind of stuff, so we're going to have to get used to doing that on our own. So a bit nervous about that adjustment and like making maybe a cleaning schedule. Cross that bridge later. The sadness is from her as a person. Over the last 2 years or more that she's worked for us, we've really grown to appreciate having her in our lives. She is so wonderful with the cats, and that's not necessarily something that I typically experienced with different domestic workers who have worked in my home. She's just exceptional with them. They're afraid of the vacuum cleaner, and she's so caring to make sure that she takes them out the room or asks me to move them when she's gonna vacuum, and it's just, yeah, it's really sad, but I know that we'll stay in contact and hopefully she'll send us some updates and we'll send her some updates about how things are going. And she gave me a parting gift. It's so beautiful, so I've already put that in the pile of things that are getting shipped. So as you can imagine, our lives are filled with pretty much work and packing, doing things that we need to prepare for the trip or landing, and saying goodbye to people. And it's quite a roller coaster. It's quite a change in the approach, because one moment I'm task orientated and making lots of lists, I'm ticking things off, we're doing things. And the next moment it's calm, being present, being with the person that we're saying goodbye to, or, this might be the last time we spend time with them. So really wanting to be there with them and sad about that. And then back to being excited about that we are going to go on this fantastic adventure, and then back to being a bit overwhelmed and nervous about everything that we need to do, then hitting a point of fatigue, I'm so tired of constantly packing and filling out forms and being on the phone, trying to cancel things, sending emails, doing all of admin. My life is so much admin right now, and then being I just want this to be over, I want to be there already because this is tiring. But then I'm no, I don't want to wish away time, because we are having the most beautiful spring and I am just loving this. I'm so grateful that we got to experience this warm weather before we go. I wasn't expecting it. Kind of September, you never really know what you're going to get. It might still be an extension of winter or might be a beautiful spring. And it has turned out that we have predominantly sunny, stunning days. So that's been really great to experience, given that we're going to be arriving in Canada's, I'm going to get used to saying fall. We don't call it fall in South Africa, or I've never called it fall. I just called it autumn. And then obviously, I don't know how long their fall is. I think winter starts quite quickly after we arrive. So just because there are domestic workers here now, I'm not going to show you right now what it looks like in the rest of the flat, but I will show you later this afternoon when she is gone, just so that you can see the progress we've made, but then also see how much there is left to do. In terms of updates from what I was showing you in previous videos to where we are now before I kind of start on new updates, one of the things that I showed you was the whole stuff with my car, the whole incident with the person and then the insurance. So that was a frustration that I've now put behind me. So what came out of that whole story there was that I did the assessment, I sent them the pictures, and then they phoned me and said, yeah, the damage to your vehicle is less than your excess, so we're not going to cover it. And that was very surprising to me because yeah, I didn't really understand that. So we delved deeper into it, and they kept saying that my excess was a certain amount, and I was like, no, my excess is not that. And I didn't realize that my insurance could increase my excess, not my premium. I knew that they could increase my premium on an annual basis. I did not realize that they could increase my excess without my explicit input. I thought that excess is like something we all kind of pick your, I don't know, you like your risk that you want to take, you set your excess, and then your premiums are based off of that excess, and the excess stays, but then, you know, the premiums change. That was my understanding. Clearly, they let me know that I was wrong, and they have been increasing my excess, and I did not notice. So I think my excess in total, it wasn't worth me going back to every single thing. I think it was increased about 3 times that I did not realize. I thought I was getting these random, just like policy update documents. I never bothered to look at the change to my excess. I've always known what the change is to my premiums that I pay, because I pay that monthly. I see the debit order go off. And I just never realized that this whole time they've been increasing my excess. It, for me, wasn't worth going into that anymore, given that I'm going to be cancelling. I've already cancelled my car insurance. So I won't have a car in South Africa. And I just really didn't want to deal with any more admin with everything else that we've got going on. So my car has officially been sold. It was sold with that minor damage that was done to it. We didn't go and have it repaired. I can't tell you exactly what the impact of that damage was on the sale of the vehicle, but I was happy with the price that I was offered. We essentially got 2 quotes. I went with the higher one, but also thankfully the higher one was an incredibly efficient, professional service that was just like a breeze to work with. So I might want to cover that in a different video, just when I talk more specifics about finances. And then I'm happy to share like what I bought my car for, what I sold my car for, how the process worked. But the amazing thing is that I've sold my vehicle to them. They've paid me a deposit. We've signed the contract. And they will pick it up the day after we leave. So we get to have a vehicle right up until we leave, which we really need to get around and to do things. We've also sold Ian's car, but that has gone. So we're officially down to 1 car. Having 1 car is probably something that we need to get used to, but in South Africa, we are used to having 2 cars. So today we've got a bunch of admin that we're going to run. It's our first day of having, no, it's been a few days of having 1 car, but it's the first day where we have like separate admin things that we need to run, and we're just going to figure out how to do that in 1 car. What I actually need to do before we go run those admin things is either fill in our medical aid cancellation forms online or print them out quickly so that we can fill them out and go drop them off at our broker, just to cancel our medical aid as well as my gap cover. Yeah, and then we need to take out a cover just for the little bit that we are not covered by the Canadian healthcare. Again, I'm going to talk about that in a separate video, if that's okay, where I just go into a bit more details about how the Canadian healthcare system kicks in once we've maybe actually done the process, and I can share how long it took. But I think we'll take out just a very basic emergency cover for probably 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I think. 3 weeks would be a good time frame to do it, I think. Okay, we're probably gonna finalize that today. By finalize that, I mean our basic cover and cancelling our medical aid in South Africa. We're also very busy cancelling a whole host of other things. Some of them have been amazingly easy and others are just a genuine frustration. I have not started the process to cancel my Vodacom just yet. I really need to get around to doing that. It wasn't such an urgent thing for me because I'm already on a month-to-month basis because I knew we were going to move. So I never got like a 2 or 3 year contract that I need to pay out and cancel or do any of that kind of stuff. And I get airtime as my monthly thing that I get, which I can then still use for roaming and other things. So there's not like a great sense of urgency for me to cancel that. Whereas Ian has cancelled his MTN. He's just trying to get hold of them because he has not received any type of confirmation that it's cancelled. He cancelled it over the phone. So then you're still like, are you actually cancelled? Are you not? Anyway, I think he's having a bit of frustrations trying to get confirmation on whether or not his contract has been cancelled. I'm still struggling to cancel our internet. If we get a renter, there's been a few people that have looked at the apartment. There's 2 that I think are very, very interested. If we get a renter and there's somebody, I think they're going to confirm tomorrow if they're going to take it or not from already the middle of October. Then I'm just going to shift the internet over to them and they can take over the contract, or maybe they don't want to. Anyway, I'll have that conversation with them tomorrow and hopefully have finality on that. But I have been trying to cancel the internet and not come right just yet. One of the big things that has happened is our shipping boxes arrived. So we have started packing them just because we were a bit worried, like, do we need more boxes? And it's not as simple as like going to a shop and buying boxes. The shipping company drops their boxes that you fill up. So we would have needed to order more boxes by yesterday for them to have come today because they're picking up our shipping on Tuesday. So we just wanted to make sure that, very most importantly for us, that our books fit. So we just packed our books for now, and then the rest we will start packing today and tomorrow. But the most important thing for us was our books, to check if that fits. Okay, so Ian just came to speak to me. We actually need to leave soon. Where's my phone? I don't know where my phone is. So I'm going to my final physio session today. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I think it's quite a conclusion. There's been a lot of education. Ian's done 2 sessions with me. It's been really cool. I'm very grateful that I've done that. But that session is the last one for today. Ian's going to drop me on his way to Stellenbosch to go to the post office. So my YouTube channel was monetized a while ago. And then to be able to actually get any money, Google needs to verify that you are a human being and they send you a PIN. Now, unfortunately for me, they sent it via the postal service. And the postal service in South Africa, I don't want to talk on behalf of everybody else's experience, but I cannot say that I've had a good experience with the postal service. Anyway, needless to say, my PIN has not arrived and it's definitely over the maximum time that they say it takes to arrive. And we sent it to this address, like our physical address, because I didn't sort of realize when I was doing the verification, like what postal service they would use. And typically in South Africa, we use like more courier services just to make sure that it does get here. And our complex doesn't have any post boxes. So because they used the postal service, I just kind of hoped that it would go to the post office and maybe I'd get a message and go pick it up there, but that has not happened. So for that Google verification, I have to obviously use an address that is on my formal business documentation. And we do have a PO box. It's just we don't very often use our PO box because people don't send us post. They send us emails, or we get things via courier, or we send it to the nearest post office to us. We don't really send it like to our post box. So when Ian's been trying to phone our post box to check if I can send another PIN to the post box, the postal service has moved, so he can't get hold of anybody there. Their phones are down. We have no idea. Do we still have a post box? Like, we don't know where they are now. We don't really know how it works. So he's just going to go sort that out for me so that I can actually get my Google PIN to complete the verification process for the monetization for YouTube. So fingers crossed we sort something out there, but we're gonna do what we can. And if I need to just like forego some money or wait until I change it to a Canadian address, then I will do that. And then also on our admin list for today, so I'm sharing an admin list. Before we go, I'm going to clear up my office a little bit so that our domestic worker can also clean in here once I'm out. But on our admin list is I wanted all of my plants out of the house today. So everybody who has purchased plants for me, taking plants for me, everything, I wanted them out. And someone bought, like, thankfully, a lot of my plants, and we're going to pack it up and just drop it with her on our way back from the physio. Very happy about that. And then by this afternoon, evening, everybody else will come fetch their plants. The reason I want that is because I want to quickly sand and oil the table outside. I say quickly sand. Obviously, sanding is not always a quick job, and I've got a lot on my to-do list. It's just to ensure that the table looks nicer for the next people who are going to come live here. And then I'm going to cover up the table as a final, getting it ready for us to leave. And then also for the next people who are going to live here, we are replacing the dishwasher. So I'm just going to go to the mall and to try to find a new dishwasher. We tried to do it online, but I don't know, it seems really difficult to get the right measurements for the dishwasher. The dishwasher currently does work and it has been fine for us, but we're those people who kind of like basically like wash your dishes before they go in the dishwasher. So the dishwasher doesn't have to do such an amazing job. But the next people might not be that way, so we are just gonna go find a dishwasher. What else do we have to do at the mall? We have to pick up our final dairy order. We are probably gonna go to the donating place to donate some art that nobody wanted, and I can't think of anything else. Okay, I'm running out of time, so let me quickly clear up my office just a little bit. And then we're gonna go run those admins, and then I'll check in with you again, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like in the apartment a little bit later. Okay, I can show you what it looks like in my office. Oh, I fell over the tripod. Let's go to the door. And we turn. This is what it looks like. It looks like chaos, I understand. But there used to be art here. The art has already come down. We're still gonna fix up the wall over there. But this is a biggie. Look at that. All of those books are gone. No books. That used to be full. Also, the cupboards are predominantly empty. Let me not trip over things. Yes, there's the cat. There's the cupboards. And then this one is, I don't know if it looks emptier, but it definitely is emptier. The top and down. And this one. Oh. Empty at the top. That's the cover for the table that I was talking about. And then down. That's my yoga mat. It's going to go with us. Toolbox is out because we're just fixing stuff. That's my snowboarding things. The stamps are gonna go. I'm gonna post that to my cousin. Here's my sanding equipment and stuff I need for the table fixing. And we're back. Sorry, I meant to check in a little bit earlier, but then I got caught up in all the things we need to do, plus still doing work consultation meetings. So I just finished my last work thing. It's 5 minutes to 6, and I've got a family member coming over so that we can spend some quality time together for the last time, and that I can also just give her some stuff that she is taking from me. In terms of a quick update, that is my final physio session done. That was very helpful. I am so happy that I did that. And then in terms of the post-bac stuff, some bad news is that it will only be available or ready or back up from the middle of October, and we will most definitely be gone by then already. So we're just gonna have to ask somebody here if they would be willing to sort that out once the post office is back up and running, so that we can see if we can have the Google pin sent there, and if they'd be willing to just receive it in terms of post or check periodically to see if it does arrive there. So that is not ideal, but oh well. We then also dropped off a whole bunch of plants, and we went to the mall. We needed to buy a new dishwasher for the people who will be renting this apartment. Did I mention that? Trying to think if we got other stuff done today other than work and doing that, and some other shops we needed to go to. Oh, my final Faithful to Nature order arrived. I have final orders from South Africa that have come in. I did a final skincare order body care order, a final order for Booty sustainable clothing. This is not from Booty, but my pants are, and my socks are, and my underwear are. So I did that final order, and that came earlier this week. And then from Faithful to Nature, I just got a few things that I want to take on the plane. We heard people say that it's a very good idea to take a lot of wet wipes when you're traveling with your pets, and one of our pets is going in the cabin with us. So I got 2 packs of these natural biodegradable wet wipes for us to use on the plane. Maybe one will go in our suitcase. And this is actually still behind me because I opened it right before my meeting, but some dried Narchies as snacks, some rescue drops, all natural, because flying is very hectic for me. I don't like to fly. So that's just in case to have something. 2 all natural, very minimal ingredients, chocolate bars, just so again that we have some snacks that are suitable to our dietary choices just while flying, and we're obviously limited in terms of what we can take. So I got 2 of these just so that we have something. Might find some other snacks in our house already, but that is just what I ordered from Faithful to Nature for us to take on the plane with us, to hopefully make our trip a little bit easier. One of the other things that I ordered, I did a final take a lot order. I ordered more vacuum bags because I started vacuuming the things, and I realized that as much as the vacuum bag is large, I need that whatever I vacuum to fit into our shipping boxes. So I can't fill up the whole vacuum bag as I would if it was going to fit into a cupboard. So I ordered another 2 boxes of vacuum bags for me to vacuum up some of the other material items that will be done. That's another thing that I have actually done, is vacuum bagging of certain things. So I vacuumed up a lot of the things that we bought that we specifically wanted from South Africa. And I also said that my cousin is an interior designer, and I vacuumed up the pillows, the scatter pillows that she's given me over the years. And then a few days later, I realized in the chaos that is packing up our place, there's still 2 right behind the camera that I need to do. So I will hopefully do those 2 tonight. In addition to the vacuum bags, I got Ziploc bags. From a sustainability point, I've not used Ziploc bags in years. So I've not purchased Ziploc bags in years. I have reusable silicone bags, and I have beeswax wraps, and I have other types of wraps, and I have the kind of silicone covers that you put over pots, and I've got glass dishes, and I've got a whole bunch of more eco-friendly options that I typically use instead of using Ziploc bags. I purchased Ziploc bags for the cat stuff. So the cat's containers will have absorbable pee pads in them. I showed them, they're in the cupboard, and we will need to replace those out for the cat that's flying in cabin with us. That will be us replacing that out, and I don't know if I'm going to be in a space where I can take it out and immediately throw it away. So I'm just getting a Ziploc bag in case I need to put that in there, if I need to use wet wipes and I need to just put that in there to try keep everything hygienic and sanitary and clean. But then for the other cat, on top of his container, I want to put a Ziploc bag of all of the different things that I would like them to use in the transit time. So I will go over exactly what I do, but I've seen other people use Ziploc bags and just stick it to the top of the container, and then it will have a folder with all of his documents stuck to the other side of the container on either side of the handle. So I bought some Ziploc bags for that. And then I bought more black bags because we have been using a lot of black bags. We put black bags on the inside of our shipping boxes for our books just to try to offer a little bit extra protection from moisture if moisture is going to get in there, but hopefully moisture will not get in. Okay, and then other than that, we have just been selling things. We've taken the things off the wall. We've started polyfillering the holes in the apartment to get it ready. I received a quote from somebody to paint certain parts of the apartment once we move out. So I'm deciding, am I going to paint because I have the paint, or are we going to get somebody else to paint it? But that all is in progress and getting done. And then we built the pet container. I don't know if I said, but we initially bought 2. I bought 1 new and 1 secondhand. I wanted to buy both of them new, but that didn't work out because the company only had stock of the one. And then the airlines told us, I'll explain it in a different video, but basically the second flight, they said, no, they're not taking 2 pets on that plane. They're only taking 1. So that's why one of our cats is going in cabin and the other one is going as excess baggage. So we then needed to sell the second-hand container that we bought, which isn't actually so easy because it's not like a high demand product, an airline crate for people to use for their pets of a specific size and everything. But we have managed to sell it, and the person is sending a courier tomorrow to pick that up. So we've built the container that we bought new. That's the one that we're going to use to take the cat as excess baggage, but also we need to take the cats to the vet on Monday to get their health certificates, to get them ready to fly. So there's still a few things that need to get done for the pets, but the ball is rolling on that, and we have an appointment first with our vet to get the certificates done, but then secondly with the state vet in Stellenbosch to get the other information, and I think they transfer it onto a specific looking piece of paper. I'll show you once we have that. But yeah, as part of the cats needing to fly. And then other than that, I've just finished up the orders for Amazon and some natural cleaning things that we really want from the get-go when we get there, because that's what we're used to using. I ordered those to a friend in Canada, and she's going to bring that with when she picks us up from the airport. We've made the final arrangements for who's going to take us to the airport and then who's going to pick us up on the other side to take us to our Airbnb. I still need to just certify whatever needs to be certified. That's mostly just the cat documents that need to be certified. On that note, I'm sure there's a whole host of other things that I've not updated you on, but I'm going to give you a final look at what it looks like in here so that you can see the progress, because I'll probably only film one more update before we go, but we'll see. Maybe I get an opportunity to film more, so I'd like you to see it once before it's like really, really empty, and what it looks like with just short of a week before we leave. And we're going out the office now. Sun is busy setting. There's our room. There used to be art up there. That art has been taken down. The bathroom. Some of these items have been sold. They're just not at our house yet. There used to be a thing of drawers over here for those. We're keeping the scale until the last moment because we need to weigh our bags in the boxes. We no longer have a laundry basket. We only have a crate. And then we've got no more plants up there. Very nice and empty. Looking like chaos over here. My phone's ringing. Dun, 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 dun. Where is it? Okay, my visitor is here, so I'm gonna finish this up. Here we've got the bathroom, bedroom. Still looks like there's a lot going on here, but it's less. Used to be art up there. That is now gone. Obviously, a lot of our bedroom is going with us. We've sorted out lots of clothes, litter box, usual. Look up there, that's gone. The thing that used to hold our toilet paper is gone, so now we're those people that toilet paper just chills lying around. All right, back out we go to the balcony. I washed that throw because we sold the couch it used to be on, so I can pack up that throw to ship it with us because it was a gift from my uncle, cat, and other cat. Look, so few plants. These are gonna go today, and the pots are gonna go on Saturday. But it's like incredibly empty relative to how it used to look. There was a chest of drawers over there that's now gone. That is mostly done. Hello. Alright, then we go back in here. This is the pet container that we're going to be selling. We won't be using that, or we've already sold, but they're going to come pick it up. That is the one that we're going to be using. And as you can see, I already started to attach the bits and bobs to it, but I didn't want to do everything because we're taking them to the vet on Monday, and I didn't want to attach everything just for a vet trip. Shipping boxes, stuff to use for the shipping, items that are either being used or going to people, stuff that needs to be vacuumed, items that are either being used or going to people, stacks of stuff that are going to people, lots of stuff that still needs to be sorted out because our cupboards are mostly empty. And that is that. Okay, I didn't show you inside our cupboards, but our clothing cupboards are very empty. Our kitchen cupboards are very empty. The study cupboards are very empty. And that is where we're at with just less than a week to go. My visitor is here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like if you want to like the video. I come now. Thank you so much. Bye.